Good morning, guys and girls. It's Monday the 18th of May 2020 and it's an absolutely beautiful day in Portugal. The sun's shining and we've got like 27-degree temperatures today. So yeah, this is the kind of weather that I absolutely love, you know, my favorite. So today we're just doing a bunch of painting. We've got the wall behind us, this whole exterior wall, and it's in really bad nick. So we're just going to whitewash it, or I'm going to whitewash it. And Gina is, she's working on our spare room, which is this window over here, and she's painting all of that up, and we're going to turn it into like a friends and family kind of guest room. So all of this needs some work. You can see there's a bit of rust and the paint's all faded. So we're going to paint all of the metals up and then paint the walls. You can see these walls are in desperate need of some nice plastic paint. So this is our spare room that Gina's busy painting up. Yesterday she did pretty much everything apart from this wall here. So today she wants to get some filler so she can fill up the holes in the walls and then paint over them. But yeah, it's going to be a nice space. It's like an L shape. Let me just show you the floor space here. So it kind of goes around the corner in an L, and I think we're going to put like a sleeper couch in here or something. Something that you can pull out and make into a bed. And on this side over here, we're going to set up a table so that Gina can have like a sewing machine and a laptop and you know, just stuff for her to have like a little office to work in. And yeah, it should be a good room. It's got a nice view. It's 3:15 and behind me I have a very dirty wall. This is like where the chicken run and stuff is. And so I'm going to be painting this all up now. The wall is like really rough and it's quite difficult to get into it with a roller, so it's going to take me a while. But when it's done, it's going to look pretty awesome. These are our agricultural buildings, and so they haven't really had much love. I've also mowed all of the lawn now, so basically all of the lawn's been mowed all the way out to the field. And it's actually becoming a lawn. It's incredible. I mean, you know, we didn't actually plant grass seeds or anything until a week ago, and then I think all the birds, chickens and ants ate them, so I just thought, screw it, I'm just going to mow. And yeah, it's looking pretty decent. So Gina's just doing the finishing touches on here. What's happening, Gina?
I'm plugging the holes and then I should fill them.
Cool.
And then give it another coat.
Whew. So a couple of hours later, and I think I've got like about as much paint on my body as there is on the wall. I think I've possibly got more. But the wall's looking pretty good. Haven't done the like the doors or anything yet, but it's only been like one hour, and sorry, it's only been like almost 2 hours. So, but that's me done for the day. It's nearly 5 o'clock, and yeah, that's looking a lot better. It's not perfect, but it is a very rough wall, so but yeah, it just looks a lot cleaner now. And we're going to paint the doors and paint the window frames. I think we're all going to do those in like the same green as the shutters and the sliding door. And then at some point we've got to get around to painting the house again, and I think we're going to continue with the same sort of colour coordination on it. What's going on? What's happening?
I'm trying to put window putty on, and it's strange stuff.
Ah, okay.
It's like corn flour.
It looks very gloopy. It doesn't look as rigid as I thought it was going to look.
No.
Why are there potatoes lying with it?
Because it's helping. No, they're just the old potatoes that were in here. I was using them as a doorstop.
Oh, okay. Good morning, guys and girls. It's Tuesday the 19th of May 2020. So I think now that it's well, before the sun comes up, I'm just going to give these plants a little bit of a soak. You can see Dog's doing his job. He's running around barking at animals. I tell you what, in England we always used to tell Dog off. You know, like every time he was barking at stuff, we'd tell him off and tell him to shut up. But actually, he's doing a fantastic job out here. You know, they are wild animals, and none of them have sort of come after us and attacked our chickens or done anything like that, you know. So yeah, he's a good boy and he's been doing a very good job. Let's see if the chickens are ready to wake up. You're not awake yet, ladies? You're not awake yet. What's going on there, Nando's? Yeah, so before I forget, this is the mango which we planted a little while back, and it seems to be doing all right. It's got like lots of flowers starting here, as you can see. I don't know if those flowers are going to turn into fruit, if it's you know, a tree all in its own, I don't know. But there is quite a bit of damage on the leaves, and I'm not sure. I think that the damage, well, I know it took a lot of wind damage, because the winds have been really bad here and they've just been tearing through this area. But like, I think maybe the black on the leaves there is probably some kind of like frost. I mean, we haven't had frost, but you know what I mean, like a sort of, well, because it's cold. And then over there I've planted an avo. So this avo, the leaves are looking very battered. You know, it got a lot of wind here. Looks like there's maybe some kind of bugs eating the leaves a little bit. So yeah, it's not looking too happy. It had a whole bunch of leaves further down and those have all fallen off. And looks, what's this, like a rubbing mark from rubbing against the stick here when the wind's blowing. So we'll see. Hopefully it's got a thick enough trunk to have enough energy in it to survive. But yeah, it's not looking too happy, to be honest. So we planted a little lemon tree down here. So everyone in the area has got lemon trees and orange trees. There's tons of citrus here, and citrus does really well, so you know, this isn't having a problem. I think the leaves are looking slightly yellow, but yeah, it looks pretty healthy. We have an avo tree that's still inside a pot, and I mean, you can see the difference. It's like the leaves on here are in really good condition. All the new leaves starting there. It's a very happy looking plant. What I've heard about avos is they have a long taproot that goes vertically into the soil, and the taproot grows about 1 meter, so it can't stay in pots for very long, otherwise the taproot's going to hit the bottom of the pot. But also they really dislike being planted in clay, so I've got to make sure that wherever it's planted, what's going on, chickens? So I've got to make sure that wherever it's planted, that taproot doesn't hit clay. And I think the very best way of doing it, you know, because our other one down there isn't looking particularly happy, the best way of doing it is to make a raised bed, so I can control what kind of soil is inside the raised bed, and hopefully when the taproot first starts going down, it's going to be in a really good soil that's a lot more suitable for it. Oh, we have a whole bunch of little pomegranates starting on the pomegranate tree, and I think the vines are looking quite good. We've got quite a lot of grapes appearing on them. Let's see if this is focusing. So lots of little clusters of grapes are appearing on these vines. I'm hoping for a lot more coverage here with these grapevines. I mean, yesterday was incredibly hot, and we put up that little sort of shade cloth a while back, and that was a real sort of lifesaver, because yeah, it was sweltering yesterday. So hopefully all the vines are going to cover this up nicer and keep this patio area nice and cool. I see there's some nuts appearing on our walnut tree as well. Very cool. These leaves are looking exceptionally healthy. I don't see any damage on these leaves. And yeah, this tree looks very, very happy. And this is the persimmon tree, or Sharon fruit, or I believe in Portuguese it's called diospiro. Diospiro. And it looks like those are some flowers on it. And hopefully these flowers are going to turn into fruit. I think the fruit happens quite late in the year, closer to winter. So we've still got a while before the fruit arrives on this tree. So all of our olive trees are just absolutely covered, as you can see here. And those flowers are turning into like little olives. Just going to let the little baby chicks out. Hello little baby chicks. Alright, we've got water, we've got food. Happy days. The wall I painted yesterday is looking pretty good. It does actually need another coat, but I don't know if I can be bothered doing that today. I think I'll wait a little bit longer. So I don't know if you can see, but Nando's ate some paint yesterday. Excuse me. Well, it's shaping up to be a really beautiful day today. So I think what we're going to do is go to Castelo Branco and see if we can pick ourselves up like a plastic pool. We've got like such hot weather coming, and well, we haven't fixed up our water tanks yet, so I think that's going to be the best way forward. In the back of the car is all of our trash. About once a week we take it to the recycling, and that's how we get rid of it. In Portugal we don't have garbage trucks coming once a week taking all of your garbage away, so it's you know, this is how it's done. It's not that much of a mission. We just let it build up for a bit, and then we just take it down to the recycling bins. Just driving through the village of Soleira, which is our local village, and just at the top here there's some recycling bins where we can put all the trash. So here we go. This is where you recycle your stuff. And now it's off to Castelo Branco to get a pool. Yeah, it's been a really, well, it feels like it's been a really long winter, and even the locals are telling us that it's like been a really bad winter, that the weather's been terrible and that there's been tons and tons of rain. So yeah, so hopefully this isn't the norm, although I think by the end of summer we'll be hoping for more rain. So we got ourselves a little blow-up pool back there, and it's just like a tiny little thing. It's nothing, I mean, there's going to be no swimming action going on, I don't think. And I don't know how long it's going to last, because I've got a feeling that the dog's going to try and put his feet through it. In the back of the car, I've got two large 30-litre water tanks. And what we do is we go to the village, or we go to this other village called Casal da Serra, and we fill those up with water for drinking, because it's really, really tasty drinking water. The water on our house comes from the well. We got two wells, and one of them's for drinking, but was stagnant for a long time while the farm was for sale. And we weren't able to clean this well because you know, it was winter and the well was just, there was so much water. So basically we haven't got the water tested yet, and we're using it for doing our laundry, for washing dishes. You know, we're using it to shower in, but we're not drinking it. You know, until it's tested, we don't know what's in there. It could have all sorts of stuff. You know, it's we're in farmlands. It could have pesticides or other kind of organic, you know, phosphates and things like that. So for the time being, we just go to Casal da Serra, or we go to the fountain in Soleira, and we just fill up the bottles, and yeah, we just use that for the kettle, for cooking, and obviously for drinking water. Look at that horsey.
Well, it's chucking down some water.
So this Casal da Serra is up in the mountains, up in these Gardenia mountains. Oh, there's the signpost. And they've got some very, very nice tasty water. So this over here, this is the fountain where we fill up with water. A 30-litre tub, and then we just get really wet. We have arrived. Home sweet home. Okay, we're back. We have like some Chinese pool. So that's for the dog. Nice. It's for you, dog. And then the humans get one. He knows what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that like, Massa? Is it nice? Oh, yes. There we go. I kind of forgot, but Gina bought this gazebo thing when we were in England. We took it all the way to to Portugal with us. And yeah, it's coming in handy now. It's just a cheap one on Amazon. Like, it's quite flimsy, so I mean we wouldn't be able to leave it up when it's like windy or anything, but right now this is perfection. Hey Gina.
Yeah.
Well, this is taking forever to fill. It's like 3,600 litres. Doesn't quite look like it did on the catalogue. Unfortunately our concrete base is it's at a little bit of an angle, it's a little bit of a slope, so yeah, I didn't really fill this thing up completely because it's sort of leaning over at an angle. 7:15 now and the sun's lost most of its bite, and I think our veggie patch is going to be really dry, so I'm just going to go and water the veggies quickly. It's not the gentlest watering can. It's so much easier looking after this vegetable garden now that we've got the sprinkler system. Alright, well let's put the baby chicks to bed. Looks like they've already put themselves to bed, but they just get their food in and shut them in for the night. Good morning. Wednesday the 20th of May 2020. 7:21 in the morning, and it's a beautiful day. Well, I've just come back from a run. I've been so bad with all of this. When I started my journey on this whole Portuguese thing, I used to run like every single day, and I found it was the only thing that really kept me sane in England, you know, when I was working and stuff. And then when we moved to Portugal, obviously driving up in the camper van, it was quite difficult to run every day. And then once we moved to Portugal, we were staying like on a mountain, and the only runs that I could do were either vertically up or vertically down, and so my runs kind of tapered off a little bit. And we moved to the new farm, and then winter happened, and then it was raining a lot, and you know, there's always an excuse. So yeah, anyway, enough excuses now, and enough false starts. I'm getting back into this again. I can't recommend it enough to anyone, honestly. It helps burn away any stress or anxiety, and yeah, it just helps to reset you. Chickies! There you go, Mama Hen, get some. Good girl. Listen to those noises. Sound like Tarzan. So I've just checked the weather report, and it's 31 degrees. I thought today was only going up to like 29, but yeah, it's really hot. And so there's not much more to do other than lie in the sun, I think. So Gina's just going to plant the wildlife camp. No, she's gonna plant it, and hopefully it'll grow by tomorrow. No, she's just gonna put it somewhere, and hopefully we get some wildlife. With the grass this tall, it's quite difficult to get any wildlife footage. The best bet at the moment is these areas that I've mowed, and hopefully at night time, like foxes and different animals are going to use these as paths. Well, that's Masak making sure that they don't. It's just scent marking.
He knows.
Yeah.
I think they're coming through here, look.
They're coming through where?
This trail here. Masak's always very interested in that trail there.
Okay. Yeah. So just this little path going through. So Gina says that these ones here are sunflowers coming up.
No, not this row, the outside row. That
Yeah.
one.
Right, that's what I was pointing at.
Oh.
And then these ones down here are corn. And they seem to be planted very strangely.
Well, they weren't. They were planted in rows.
Oh, and then the little baby chicks
Yeah.
ate them. Okay. Yeah. And then what about this middle row here?
That's corn.
No, the second one.
Oh, squashes and butternuts.
So squashes and butternuts are down there now. And then
The next row is weeds.
yeah, exactly. But at the beginning of it, at this side here, we've got some carrots there, and then there's some radishes, and then some more tomatoes.
And leeks.
And leeks, okay.
Yeah, carrots and leeks in that same bit. And then radishes and then tomatoes.
Okay.
And then loads of tomatoes, which is a bit of an experiment because we've planted them far too close together, but I'm hoping that will kind of keep the ground nice and moist because the sun's not going to have to bake it hard.
And what we can do is we can build some more, put some more string there and make a nice sort of frame for them so they don't fall over.
Yeah.
And then those carrots there in the middle, those are now carrots, and those are doing very well.
The curly.
All the broccolis. Yeah, I mean, what I've heard about carrots is, like, if you look at our ground, it's got lots of stones in it. And basically when carrots grow, as the little taproot of the carrot grows down, as soon as it hits a stone, it changes direction. And so you end up with this, like, windy, twisty carrot.
And then I think the broccolis and the potatoes are probably due for harvest.
Yeah, well, the broccolis aren't quite big enough, but we'll see. What's that, Gina?
I've got today 3 bags of these, so I've got 3,300 PG Tips tea bags, and I'm so happy because I was down to my last one.
Nice.
And these are good
Yeah.
bags.
So if you have one tea bag a day, it's almost 10 years worth.
Yeah, PG Tips, if you want to sponsor us.
It's caused some chaos there.
Oh, I see why, because the wash is on.
Oh, look at that, a pomegranate. And it's like a flower. I didn't realise they're flowered. Amazing. So Gina, what's happening with your room renovation?
I did the... I can't remember what you call it.
The floor. You did the floor.
No, when you do around the edges of the... So I did
But like cutting in?
Yeah, that's the word, cutting in. So I did the cutting in earlier today.
Okay.
And then, but our hose pipe is here and it popped off earlier and it's made that a bit wet, which is lucky that the floor I think was dry.
Yeah, no, it's a concrete floor, so it'll be fine.
But I just need it to dry so I can paint it tomorrow.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're just going to paint the whole lot. Cool. Well, sorry, Gina's going to paint the whole lot. I might finish painting the outside wall. I think I'll do another coat. Yeah. Or maybe it'll be really hot and we take the supboard out.
Well, I think I'm going to do this early again, so I'm going to get up and just do it before it gets too hot. And then, and then maybe do the supboard after that. Or the supboard in the dam so we can cut some of the trees off.
Yeah. What do you think, Nando's? Good idea? What are you doing there, Gina?
I'm starting logs. I've been doing it for about a week and a bit now. So just saying what we've planted, how all the animals are on the farm, what companion plants go with what we've planted, visitors we've had, any farm news, and then translations that we're learning. So hopefully we can look back on it and see what's worked, what plants haven't grown very well, how all the animals are doing. If the animals haven't been very well, how long they haven't been very well for. So just a daily log.
Cool. Hey guys and girls, Friday the 22nd of May 2020, 10:53 in the morning. And today is, well, if the camera would focus, there we go. Today is 31 degrees. Poor old Dog is really struggling with all this weather, so he's just hanging out in the shade. Don't worry, Dog, we'll be alright. So the time now is 3 o'clock and it is boiling. It's about 31 degrees, and so we're going to head on down to the Maritaka Dam, and we're going to have a float around on Gina's supboard. It's heading down the road. Yeah, so the car's saying it's 30 degrees now. It's really hot, so we've packed the supboard into the back of the car and we're just driving down the road to the big Maritaka Lake, and Gina and I are going to get into the water. You can see the water from here. Cool, there's the lake. Yeah. I forgot the GoPro, and we also forgot the skeg, so the back of it was swinging all over the place. But yeah, no, that was good fun. I think we were in the water for about 25 minutes. We had a little bit of a swim. Half an hour, okay. And then we had a little bit of a swim, and yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I can recommend getting one of these. It's good fun. Now, if I had known that we could have done that 1,000 meters away from where our farm was when we were buying it, geez, I would have been very excited. I mean, that's really cool. Our dam at home is, or not dam, sorry, our reservoir. What is it really?
Water mine, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of like a, yeah, it's like a big, it's kind of like a dam, but it's not. It's like a reservoir. Okay, so
for us, it's a dam.
I like to call it a dam. Yeah, it's collecting water, and but anyway, once that's cleaned, then hopefully we can actually just use the supboard in there. But for the time being, it's just full of vegetation and algae and stuff. So yeah, but that was pretty awesome, man. Really awesome. Both Gina and I are not particularly good at standing up on the board just yet, but we'll get better.
I fell in.
Yeah, Gina fell in. I was just floating around in my wetsuit, really. I was having a good time.